The rebound, outlet to Rockamore. Foster for three. That one's off. He's 0 for 3. I don't know what I'm more amazed at, the fact that he's missed 3 or if he's only taken 3. Pangos hits at the other end. Foster came into the game with 137 attempts from behind the arc.
Yeah, quite a bit.
I mean, he jacks him up a lot throughout a game. He's got 3 attempts.
For a frame of reference for GU fans coming into tonight, Pangos with 90 attempts, and Pangos is a guy who's always searching out those looks.
Here's Pangos right now. Gonzaga on a 16-5 run. Pangos left open, and he buries it. Gonzaga's largest lead of this game. And time now for our Arby's trivia question. Which player holds the Gonzaga record for most three-pointers made in a season? Stepp, Stockton, Santangelo, or Dickow? Text your answer to 27297. I know for career, it's Stepp, 288 makes.
That's true.
Which was third all-time in WCC history at the time.
Yep. Played with Blake this morning. Still can shoot the ball a little bit.
Yeah, I'm sure he can. Blake's dad stopped down before the game.
Oh, did he?
Had to show me a photo of an enormous pike he caught out of Lake Coeur d'Alene. His dad loves to fish.
It seems like everybody catches the fishes. I don't have any of those photos.
The fishes.
Go out.
That might be
20 times a year.
Right there. It's fish.
Fish.
Called it fishes.
Fishes, yeah. I don't think there's a plural. Gosh, English is hard.
It is hard, especially when it's your second language. There's Clark. Lob! Harrison never got close to catching that. Pangos again wide open. Boy, you can't do that if you want to beat Gonzaga.
Santa Clara gets lost in transition. They don't communicate and leave Pangos wide open at the top of the key. And you said it, Greg. You can't leave him open. You can't give him those good looks. You got to force him to move on his looks. He's not nearly as good trying to shoot on the move as he is when he's spotting up.
Gonzaga on a 10-0 run. They lead it by 9. Clark through Bell. Dower the rebound. Outlet to Carter. Bounce pass. Bell. Whoa! He had it in his mind like he wanted to bring the Raptors down.
They lost the ball on the way up. But an excellent pass from Carter. Hopefully we can take another look at that. Between two defenders, a nice bounce pass and a solid finish from Bell. But things are really getting away from Santa Clara right now. Offensively, they are struggling.
Rockamore driving, blocked by Harris. Pangos had it, knocked to the floor, out of bounds. Santa Clara basketball.
Talking about the struggles for Santa Clara now. 5 of their last 24 field goals.
The young punks for GU getting it going now. Pangos, the open 3. And then in transition, Gary Bell Jr. Gonzaga's lead is at 11. Well, Gonzaga's defense really sparking the offense. Not a great night offensively, especially in that first half for GU, but the defense led to a lot of easy buckets.
Well, last 10 minutes, you give it 10 points in the first 4 minutes, but the last 20 minutes, Santa Clara only with 21 points. Last 9+ minutes, only 1 field goal as GU's on a 21 to 5 run. You see the blocks around the rim. Really, GU doing an excellent job of not giving up anything easy inside. Very active on that front line. And then on the three-point line, GU doing a good job as well. Santa Clara only 4 of 12 there, 32%.
You know what I like most about what we just saw there? Elias Harris is in the mix as far as blocking shots. It's not something that we saw a lot of in his first 2 years here at GU.
Not at all. He's just much more engaged than on that end of the floor. It matters to him a lot more than it did, say, his first couple years. Really focus on the offensive end to start his career, but I think he understands in order to be one of those great players, you have to be balanced, and with that effort, he'll slowly continue to improve on that end of the floor as well.
Nice look inside. Garrett missed the easy one, though, and then Dower lost it out of bounds, but evidently it hit a Bronco on the way out. Gonzaga basketball. Gonzaga now with a season-high 6 blocks. Here's Bell. With a left hand driving. ladies and gentlemen.
He is so much more comfortable now, halfway through the year, as a freshman. Doesn't play that way anymore now. Not 8 points, 3 of 5 from the field. Pardon me, 9 points, 4 of 7. And doing the job defensively as well.
Foster, that's way off.
It's tough. He doesn't have a lot of time to get those looks off. On every catch, Bell's either there on the catch or right there on his release. It rushes you as a shooter.
Harris was bumped as he shot, and he'll shoot two. Foul called, I believe, on number 44, Yannick Atanga. And Gonzaga's made their last 10 free throws. That's 3 team fouls now on Santa Clara. The first on Atanga. And Harris misses the front end.
Let's take a look here, Greg. The last look for Gary. Nobody helps up. That's an easy look. Just cut right to the rim with that dribble, 2 dribbles. And we talked about it against Pepperdine again tonight. His strength, he can take contact and finish through it. Once a guy gets on his hip, a lot like Blake Stepp, the play's over. Because he can keep that guy at bay and still finish with either hand around the rim.
Yeah, use his body to shield off the defender as he went up to lay it in. I mean, there's just so much right about what these players at this level make look so easy.
And you know, obviously the coaching staff has done a wonderful job with them, but both Pangos and Bell were really well coached in high school. I mean, these kids came in with a wonderful feel, a good skill set. Now, they've gotten better while they've been here, but you just don't learn that in 3 months. That's something that he's picked up along the way.
Gonzaga dominating the boards now in the second half. They're +7. Santa Clara was +1 in that first half. Bauer bumps into Rockamore, no call. 18 on the shot clock. Rockamore, that's a deep 3 and well short.
It's just a bad offensive set for Santa Clara.
His teammates weren't helping him out.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, exactly. Rockamore's out there on an island. You know, a haphazard screen from Harrison. He has to take a tough shot. Only one guy touches it in your possession. That's just not good offense for Santa Clara. That's why they're struggling.
And then Rockamore picks up the personal foul and the bump on Pangos. The Broncos have hit one of their last 15 field goal attempts. Things are drying up right now for Kerry Keating. Life on the road.
Ain't easy, that's for sure.
Nope.
You come to this building in particular.
Harris, the 3. Harris now with 10. And Gonzaga's lead is at 17. It was 2 at half. 7 minutes ago. Harris. That'll quiet the crowd for a moment. No help on the backside that time.
Harrison did a non-factor tonight. Had his career high against Portland on Thursday with 19. Only 1 bucket here tonight.
Elias Harris. That's a bull right to the rim there.
It's a tough matchup for MacArthur. Elias just has too much quickness for him to try to check him out there on the perimeter.
And Harris has scored the last 6 for GU. And Bell fouls Foster. Gary Bell is as good on this end as he is on the other end. And those players are rare in this game these days.
I think he's better right now defensively, as well as he's starting to play on the offensive end. It's just his defensive effort. I mean, remember, to start the year, particularly with Eddie out, Mike Hart was that defensive stopper. That's now Bell. Bell has gotten, has grown into that role. And you can see it here tonight. He's everywhere Foster is. Foster getting frustrated, having a real tough time just getting the ball, let alone good looks.
Bell reminds me of a Big Ten guard.
That's a good call. That's a good call. I like that.
Physical, plays at both ends. I mean, if you play at Michigan State, if you don't play at the other end, you're not going to play offense. 9 on the shot clock. Here's Cowell. MacArthur over Harris. Nice bucket. 15-point game. Here's Bell. Fake the shot, drive. Dower travel. 11:36 to play. Gonzaga had a 28-26 lead at the half about 8 minutes and 24 seconds ago. You can see the score now. 11:36 to play. Elias Harris has awoken.
Been impressive on both ends here in the second half. Let's take a look. Particularly defensively, you see the block comes over, helps out Pangos. Offensively, that three-point shot is dialed in right now. He is a dimensional player on the offensive end. You see, takes the MacArthur off the dribble. MacArthur not quick enough. He's doing a much better job of reading matchups here his junior season. You don't see him force things often. As a result, he's much more dynamic as an offensive player. His production has really increased from this season, from last season to this season.
How much of his progression is physical and how much of it has just been between his ears and confidence?
You know, it's always confidence. You know, when you see guys struggling, the biggest factor is going to be a lack of confidence. You know, there's a million reasons why it can get shaken. But the fact he stayed here all summer, he's in the best shape of his life, and he got to work with his teammates. And I think that's a big reason why he's having such a great junior campaign.
Harrison wanting the ball, and he got it a long way from the rim. Here's Cowles, fires the three. That rimmed out. Cowles chasing Stockton, now Pangos with it. Here's Dower working on MacArthur, spins.
A smile on Sam's face. I tell you what, it's hard to understand at times why teams will give him that right shoulder. He's so left-handed dominant right now with those post moves. They're going to try to take that away.
And has been since the moment he came.
Yeah, and it's tough to play those left-handed players, particularly as a post player, because you're so used to trying to defend against those guys who do go to work with the right hand. But at some point, you've got to learn, hey, let's see if he can do something with that right hand around the rim.
Dower with the rebound. Carter will go to the free throw line. Rob Sacre going to check back in, along with a host of Broncos. Brandon Clark, Robert Garrett, and Jordan Achanuke will be checking in here after this free throw. Marquise Carter. Slow starter a year ago. I don't think he's all the way back yet, but we're starting to see flashes out of Marquise again that we saw. What is it about this guy where it just seems like it takes him time to rev the engine up?
Well,
that's mental, right? That's mental.
It has to be a little bit of that, but, you know, they've brought in some really good players around him, you know, and last year they had to lean on him so heavily at the end of the year. I think this season he started as a senior. You see it all the time, a lot of pressure he put on himself. You saw him trying to create a lot out there on the floor, and that's just not really his game. The last 3 or 4 games, he settled down, played off of other people, and picked, you know, done a better job picking and choosing his spots. He's had more success as a result.
Foster had to change his shot because of Sacre's presence and missed the lay-in. Carter, Stockton, finish.
Right there, Carter in transition. Now his 4th assist. That's where he's good with the ball. You put him out on the open floor, he's got an excellent feel. He can play off of instincts. You put him in the half court, sometimes he can struggle. Right there, you saw him at his best.
Foster splits the defenders. There's Clark hanging, missed it long. Stockton the rebound. Out to Pangos, 2-on-1. Giu. Carter stripped by Foster. Nice hands by the three-point shooter. Here's Clark for 3. He buries it. Timeout Santa Clara. They trail GU by 18. With 9:24 to play. Question for you, Richard Fox.
Fire away.
You played in this league.
Did.
How much are the other teams in this league tonight watching the scoreboard and seeing a 2-point game at the half and are thinking, well, maybe this is the night we can get a game on Gonzaga?
You know,
are they thinking that way at all?
I think when, you know, all these teams are playing tonight, so I think when they go back and look at the box score, St. Mary's and BYU might wonder, man, why couldn't Santa Clara give a better game in the second half? But, you know, this is where you see the depth for GU really start to wear teams down, and GU is as good defensively this year as I can remember. And they don't have great athletes. They really don't, but they're so disciplined. Everybody knows where they need to be. They do an excellent job working with each other. And then you throw in a guy like Gary Bell, who's excellent one-on-one. Eddie and Hart have some size that can compete